for South Range Board of Education. Just a reminder, this is a meeting of Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting school district business and is not a public community meeting. There's time for public participation as indicated on the agenda. So first, if we could call the roll, please.
Tyler Bates. Here. Jack Dawson. Here. Elizabeth Johnson.
Here.
Terry Lowry.
Here.
Brandon Bagwell.
Here. And to start things off, we're going to observe a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Will you please stand for the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As usual, the first item is the approval of the actual agenda. Anybody have any questions or concerns or changes? Now'll be the time. Otherwise, need a motion to approve the agenda for this evening.
I'll second.
Okay, we have Elizabeth with the motion, Terry with the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved. So kick off with recognition with Dr. Cole.
Yeah, best part of the night today for recognitions, 2 different recognitions, both at the high school level. So to kick us off, I'd like to welcome Representative Bella from the Mahoney County Prosecutor's Office to present 2 students with certificates for their hard work.
Hi, my name is Bella Caruso. I'm the Community Engagement Director at the Mahoney County Prosecutor's Office. As some of you may know, for the past 5 years, we've partnered with South Range students to do a domestic violence supplies drive. For the past 3 years, we've had the same 2 students that have led it. Quincy and Flynn, if you want to come up here. I can't say enough positive things about these 2 students. Over 3 years, they have raised over 10,000 individual items for the Sojourner House Domestic Violence Program. That's anything from toothbrushes, toothpaste, to like unused clothing and like bed sheets and such. The 2 of them, apart from being like incredible in terms of their community service, also are just, I will like brag as having worked with them, it's just stellar stacked. Incredible academically, incredible extracurriculars, like both exceptional in speech. They've been just like great students to work with every single year. When drive time runs around, I get excited. And every single year, once we have all those cars packed, this year I think we ended up having 4.5 carloads stuffed to like, I'm talking boxes on my windshield, don't tell South Range Police that. But to take it all to the domestic violence shelter, it's just been exceptional. We are so sad to see them graduate, but we're incredibly excited to see everything that they're going to do. They are just like, I could gush about you guys. They're just 2 of the most exceptional students. So on behalf of Prosecutor Morrow, who's unable to be here today, I have a certificate of appreciation for both of you for your work over the past 3 years. You will be missed, but we're very proud and happy for everything that they've done. So, yeah.
Next, I'd like to welcome up Mr. Zolik for the Raider Profile winners from the high school.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Happy holidays. We're sort of operating with a skeleton crew here tonight. We have some teachers that are out of town who did a recorded message to present one of our students. We have a couple of our students who couldn't be here, but I still think it's we should still recognize them. So the teachers are here to present some of our Raider Profile students. Again, students who represent those characteristics that define what it is to be a South Range Raider. And we're going to go ahead and start off with our freshman, Mark. He was unable to be here tonight, but Mrs. Berkey is going to go ahead and present Mark Allen, our freshman student.
So I am reading this on behalf of Mrs. Pepperny, who couldn't be here this evening, so I have the privileged honor to read a great write-up for him, for Mark, who is not here, unfortunately. But Mark is a hardworking and respectful student who consistently puts forth his best effort each day. He approaches class with a positive attitude, takes responsibility for his learning, and is always willing to ask questions or seek help when needed. Mark is especially passionate about hands-on work and shows strong interest in the construction and trades pathway and takes pride in what he does. She truly appreciates his thoughtfulness and the genuine courtesy he shows at the end of each day. He always makes sure to say goodbye and wishes her a good night. Mark is genuinely deserving of Raider of the Month. So.
Our sophomore Claire, we thought we were gonna do without Claire tonight. She's really battling a serious illness, so fortunately Claire's able to be with us. But Mr. Papalardo, who is on the road picking up his daughter in Columbus because she's coming home for Christmas break or winter break from Ohio State, but he was kind enough to go ahead and record his message for Claire.
As teachers, our goal, of course, is to help students improve, to help them achieve their potential, to become the best versions of themselves. I feel fortunate to have a bunch of students who have bought into this philosophy, who are working hard toward excellence every day. I often tell some of the exceptional students, you are too great to be good. And one student in particular who fits this description, someone who has inspired me this year, is Claire Perry. Cloudy Bell has shown incredible improvement. She has been quite resilient in the Spanish classroom. She would be the first to tell you that Spanish hasn't necessarily come easy to her, but she is closer every day to mastering the content and meeting the exceptional expectations. She hasn't given up, and there's much fruit to her labor. She is developing a better work ethic, which is perhaps the most important aspect of any student's development. And she has displayed more positivity and optimism this year. All of this would be enough to deserve the recognition. However, her success in the classroom is only one reason why I chose Claire to represent the epitome of a successful sophomore. Claire is also very active toward her school and her community and her service to others. She has been quite busy with student council, helping with blood drives, school dances, community outreach, just to name a few. She has been a key performer in the school choir, and she is showing great leadership and courage in the preparation for the high school Christmas assembly, where I am confident, if her health allows, she will impress with her fantastic singing voice. And all of these accolades of her academic success, her talent for entertaining, and her altruism are still not enough to capture Claire's greatness. For those who don't know, Claire has also been a peer tutor for Jaden Smesko. And when I see the impact Claire's making in that young man's life, the sense of belonging she promotes through her friendship with him, the mentorship she provides, and the warmth we all see when she displays her sisterly love toward him, there's some sort of immeasurable quality that makes me admire Claire even more. Claire has the entire package: intellect, hard work, talent, and care. I am grateful to have Claire as a student, and it is an honor to present her with a small recognition of her great impact. Felicidades, Claribel.
Put her on the spot. Sure. You wanna? Junior, Hayden is here, and we have Mrs. Fischel going to speak on Hayden's behalf.
Kaden was selected by Mrs. Crumpack and myself for the positive impact she brings to our classrooms each day. She truly makes the classroom a brighter and better place. She brings positive energy every single day and a smile along with that. Kaden is always happy to jump into any task put before her, which is not always the case in a high school classroom, but she approaches her work with enthusiasm. She works exceptionally well with her classmates during group work and lab work, demonstrating strong collaboration skills and a supportive attitude. Her spirited participation and genuine interest in learning serve as a great example to those around her. Kaden is respectful, caring, and enthusiastic, and her consistent day-to-day efforts do not go unnoticed. On behalf of all the teachers, specifically Mrs. Crumpack and myself, it's a pleasure to recognize you this evening, Kaden.
She also makes great peanut butter cookies. That's even more reason.
Thank you.
And then unfortunately, Adam Albaugh, our senior, he's out of town, I believe, but Miss Rosen is here to speak on Adam's behalf.
So Adam was nominated by several of his teachers. Adam Alba is our senior nominee and has worked hard over the last 4 years to prove why he exemplifies the qualities of being a Raider. Adam is someone who stands out from his peers both in and out of the classroom. Adam's teachers nominated him because he is an outlier in the best way. Collectively, his teachers would like everyone to know that he brings his A+ game every day in school. He's a leader in group discussions and in lab work, and he is always the first to solve a problem. Adam is focused and hardworking, and he truly cares about his education and serves as an incredible role model for other students. While I haven't had Adam in class, I have been lucky enough to see him within one of the activities he cares about the most, Key Club. He's been a 4-year member of Key Club and now serves as our club president, overseeing the service projects and fundraising that we do. Adam never misses a service opportunity or a chance to do something positive for our community. He values the people within this district and works hard to do what he can for them. He believes in respect and hard work and truly goes above and beyond to do the right thing. Recently, Adam organized a service project to put together Christmas stockings filled with small gifts for local nursing home residents. We were able to provide blankets, socks, scarves, personal care items, and more to local people in need. Adam understands the importance of caring for those around us, especially those who could use a little bit of extra help. Not only has Adam been an instrumental part of Key Club, but he is also a member of NHS and serves as a speaking captain on the football team. Outside of school, Adam is an active 4-H member and takes pride in working with his animals and also with other people. This is one of the experiences that has inspired him to pursue his future career path. Next year, Adam will attend YSU and hopes to soon secure a spot at LECOM. He plans to pursue a career in medicine so that in the future he may continue helping others and serving the community that raised him.
So at this time, we do 2 pictures. So picture of the students and the staff members that nominated the students. And then the second picture, parents, we take with the students and the Board of Education. And then after this, we'll continue with our meeting. So it'd be a good time if you want to stay and hang out. If you want to go get dinner or enjoy your evening, absolutely. All right. You guys
Oh, yeah.
Quincy, you guys, Selena, you guys can go.
Yeah.
Bella, do you want to go? You guys can go.
Okay.
We'll take
Where do we Robert send it to?
Sure, absolutely.
So I don't go to the prosecutor's office, the social media coordinator.
Yeah, trust me, I understand how that goes.
Here, you want to move down, move down.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Get out of the way for your parents. Alright, can you get one, you 3?
Yeah,
Right, separate? All right, now students, you want to stay or do you want to come in? Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's all right, I wanted to get one on Bella's.
Do you want one with them that I can take? You guys are great. Quincy's like, no, we're good. All right, yeah, come on in, students. Quincy, oh. 4, you want to come in? Enter stage left and right. You guys want to step the whole group this way. More. Perfect. Liz, step that way. Everyone, Brian, yep, you're good. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, sweet.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay.
Congratulations.
Merry Christmas.
They will be tonight.
Have this don't get
As always.
How you doing? We're good. How you doing? All right, I'm out. Excuse me. Come on.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're gonna go to item number 6, public participation for agenda items. If anybody has anything, if you'd like to speak about this on the agenda, that would be the opportunity. We ask you to limit your time to 2 minutes and give us your name. If there's no one, we'll go ahead to number 7, communications.
Yeah, I would just like to congratulate the students from tonight again on their remarkable accomplishments. To begin communications, I'm sharing that this week we received some fall preliminary state testing from 3rd grade. And Steve reported out that it was interesting in the state of Ohio, there was a big decrease around the state, even in our region, in 3rd grade scores. And we were kind of having conversations. I know Mr. Amantis is already, I'm like, slow down, Steve. He's already analyzing the data and reaching out to the county. We're still top of the county, but looking at the rigor of the assessment for the little ones, they've increased it pretty significantly. So I know Mr. Amantis and his team, they have a great game plan to move forward with that. Like I said, we're still top on a pre-test. We started school in September. We take the test in October. And then instruction is from October until when we take it at the end of the year to move on to the next grade. Okay, this is the 3rd grade reading guarantee. So great job, Mr. Matus and the team. And I just wanted to update the board that the preliminary results are in and they're already on. They're already looking at the information to plan instruction to help kids. Continuing, I would like Mr. Zolik in the high school just to provide an update to the board, kind of end of the year, mid-year update, December update pertaining to the high school.
So, can I sit? Sure. Stay seated. So, Jared asked me to talk about some of the potential additions to our course selection at the high school. That's something that I've been pretty passionate about, and we just want to do what's best for kids and provide them with more opportunity, whether it be career tech ed courses, CCP courses, or just general electives that they can take that might be down their alley as far as interest, and also the staff. The staff has been wonderful. We're all on the same page. There's buy-in from the staff in terms of offering additional courses for our students. So I just want to talk a little bit about some of the things that I apologize, I'll probably be all over the place because every time I say something else pops in my mind that we're trying to do. But first, we're going to build on what we've already implemented. So this year, Mr. Geezy he's found his niche. I mean, we started the building trades program. He has hit the ground running. So those kids, it's basically a building trades 1 class. So we're going to add a building trades 2 next year for the older kids, the juniors and seniors. And that's going to allow them to be career and workforce ready. So that's going to provide the district a little more credentialing for those kids to contribute to our CC, our career workforce ready mark on the report card. Also with our drones, Mrs. Best at the middle school has provided some exposure to those kids, the 8th graders. So now we're at a point where those kids transitioning to high school can take an intro to drones class as freshmen and sophomores. And then when they get to be juniors and seniors, we will do drones 1 where they can actually become licensed drone pilots. And Mrs. Best has completed all the training for that, so she's capable of teaching that class. So we got together as a staff, we developed a curriculum, a master schedule committee, basically. We've met twice already, third meeting's coming up in January. The first thing we did is conduct a survey with the teachers. Hey, what are you passionate about? What can we add to your course load that you might, like, I'll give you an example, like in language arts, maybe it was journalism or digital media or something like that. You know, the social studies department had numerous courses that they would be interested in teaching and providing additional opportunities for our kids. So we said, please limit it to 3 that we can offer. So we did a survey for the teaching staff. They came back to me with all the courses that they would like to teach or would contemplate teaching if we offered them to the kids. So then we sent a survey out to the students and what's your interest level in these courses in the language arts department, social studies department, the fine arts, those kinds of things. And we have data, the highest number of responses. So what we're looking to do is add media and digital marketing to our language arts department, modern world issues and social studies, and music technology in the fine arts. That, in addition to Mr. Beaver, he's one of our intervention specialists at the high school. He sort of took the non-traditional route to getting his teaching license because he was a police officer for many years. So he contacted YSU. YSU said you could actually do that as a CCP class. So it'd be like an intro to criminal justice that we're going to offer because there's a lot of positive feedback we got from the students. Would you be interested in this class? And then we found out through talking with some other people that we could do a career tech ed path, a CTE pathway in the school, offering like basically certification as a law enforcement officer once you complete these courses CTE wise. So that's exciting. We're going to offer that beginning next year. There's just a lot of other things that we're talking about. Robotics, entrepreneurship. I just talked to Mr. Foster today. He's really interested in doing some sort of entrepreneurship class for our kids. That would involve like maybe a coffee shop or a school store where the students would run that and they understand accounting and those kinds of things. There's also a curriculum that goes along with that. It's called Rise Up. We can implement that to sort of go hand in hand with that entrepreneurship class. We're talking about an honors science track now. We're trying to get a CCP biology in-house so that kids don't have to leave campus to take biology. They could stay here, and whether Mr. Hannock would be the actual instructor or just a facilitator offering like a lab portion, that remains to be seen, but that's something also that we've discussed. And then obviously a technology career tech ed pathway. We have a lot of teachers who are interested in technology and have some licensure and certifications. We just have to make that fit under the what it takes to be an instructor of a CTE class, and we're hoping to implement some of that. But again, none of this would be possible without the support of the teaching staff. Mrs. Berkey has been remarkable in her efforts to try and do what we're talking about doing. We're talking about some things with Coach Rock and our phys ed teachers that we could do almost like a health sciences, it's sports performance and things like that. There's a CTE pathway we could do there, and we're just trying to make things fit and meet the needs of our kids while also having the teachers be on board. So it's exciting. We want to take baby steps. I know it may not sound like it, but I think it's baby steps first. Hey, what do we already really have in place that it would just be a seamless transition, but then taking some bigger steps here within the next couple of years to really again, offer some things that really interest our kids and our staff, so that we can keep kids here for the majority of the day and have them even come out of high school with some certifications and licensures. So that's what it is from high school.
Thank you. Next, Mrs. Ware, just to update the board on what some of the great work going on in the middle grades.
Okay. So we have a lot of CTE conversations happening as well, but for this, we're really going to be talking a little bit more about the PBIS. So walking into South Range Middle School, the teachers already have a very robust PBIS system. As most of you already know, they have received a bronze award. They meet on a monthly basis. We are continuing that pathway and really making sure that we have those consistent PBIS meetings. It's very driven every single year based off of the behaviors and things that we're seeing obviously inside of our building on a daily basis. So looking at some of that data, ensuring that we're doing those tier 1 instructions. So what instruction are we giving to all of our students in the school day to be able to understand what it is that we're about and really understanding what the motto is for our PBIS structures, what behaviors we're looking for inside of our classrooms, in our hallways, in our cafeteria, etc. And so really wanting to make sure that, from the ground, what is it that's happening? What are our expectations? And then when we're not meeting those expectations, what does that look like? So for us, those conversations on a monthly basis is really making sure that we have those common behavior components in place, but the teachers have a very specific tracking form that is working for our level 1 behaviors. So when we see those level 1 behaviors, what interventions are being put in place for tier 2 interventions? What does that look like when we have our tier 3 interventions? What conversations or communications home and or what consequences are being served? So since we've been meeting at the beginning of the year, we've talked really about all of those positive components, but we also obviously have to talk about what those consequences look like for our students when they're not meeting those expectations. Happy that the last month when we had our meeting, our level 2 and our level 3 behaviors have decreased significantly. So the teachings that we've been doing, the consequences that have been putting in place, just reinforcing what that consistent behavior is supposed to look like inside of our building has been very positive. The kids are responding, the teachers are responding. Having a dean of students has also really helped because there are some more of those infrastructures in place that we can have more of that consistency with our students and with the teachers. With that also, we really spend a lot of time celebrating our students because we want to celebrate our students. So our students have, every month we have certain students who are highlighted for certain ships. So if we have students who are displaying mentorship, and so that month all of the students, one student from each grade is highlighted because they are demonstrating mentorship. The next month was friendship, etc. So then at the last PBIS meeting, we said, what is it that we're noticing the most? So as we're analyzing our data, what do we see our students and our level 1 behaviors is still popping up a lot, and it was disrespect. So that was overwhelming. Our highest number had to do with disrespect. So for the last 10 days, we've really focused on respect. The students are getting respect tickets. If they have displayed consistently since the beginning of the year, so we have kind of 2 different modes happening. They've been consistently showing respect inside the classroom, outside the classroom, and inside of our school system. Then we have tickets that we're handing out to students who maybe didn't always display that, but we are definitely recognizing that there has been a shift because of the direct instruction that we've been giving the students. And so we want to celebrate the fact that while this hasn't been something that you have displayed always, we are noticing that there has definitely been a shift in some of that respect. And so we want to be able to celebrate. So on the last day before break, the kids know that they have tickets. They've been putting them in little cups. I'll be drawing names all day on Friday, interrupting all of their fun and their parties and their class time to be able to call students down to come and get prizes until I'm out of prizes. So we'll kind of really trying to make sure that we're reiterating the things that we're trying to teach. We are really highlighting the positivity, but we also do that for our attendance heroes. So students, at some point, a video will probably be posted. So Miss Compson, if you've heard, Miss Compson went through every single classroom on Wednesday, December 10th, rapping a 67 days of school song. If you can't beat them, we join them. So it was the 67th day of school. We needed to really highlight the fact that it was 6-7. And so we had 6-7 shirts. We had already determined who had missed any minutes of instruction for 67 days. And those students received an ice cream cup from the cafeteria. We had it on a cart. Ms. Compsa had her, big karaoke microphone, and she rapped to every single class to be able to highlight the fact that we had gone through 67 days and our attendance heroes received an ice cream cup, that they happily sat in class and ate their ice cream while everybody else continued on with their learning. But it was also play day, so then, when we went down, the kids were also doing the play for elementary and middle school, and so we got the entire hallway very, very loud and unruly right before they went back on stage for the second time.
Can you explain to the board what
PBIS is? Yeah, I thought about that as I was. So PBIS is our positive behavior intervention support. So we have that positive behavior that we are putting in we have those interventions, we have support systems in place, but we're really trying to demonstrate those positive behaviors, and we want to highlight those positive behaviors. We know that, on a daily basis, we are going to have struggles, and then how do we respond to those struggles in order to be able to help correct, and to get our students to be able to really, we know when our behaviors are down in class, our learning increases. So that's also why that's super important for us. Thank you.
Good.
Okay, thanks.
And finally, like Mr. Matus to update the board on just what's going on in the elementary school.
Sure, thank you. So in elementary, we've really been focusing on student needs, and even going back to last year, that was a huge topic of conversation, just with not having Title I, how are we meeting, all of the student needs in our building. So a lot of conversation with teachers, with parents, what are we going to do when it comes to intervention? We were seeing just a greater need for intervention. When it would come to academic intervention, we were seeing an increase in our gifted population, an increase in the social emotional needs of all of our students. So all throughout the year, just a lot of conversation of what are we doing to meet those needs of our kiddos. So we started to put a lot of processes in place, especially with our MTSS process, working a lot with Mrs. DeCivio to really shore up that process for this year. Getting a calendar together where teachers knew exactly when those meetings were going to be. They understand when we're going to meet the forms that they need to fill out. They're tracking that data. And we're meeting on a regular schedule to start that process to meet on students early for that early intervention, and really trying to catch those students early, whether it's for social, emotional, or academic purposes. So that process has really been benefiting students, and I think teachers know they have that calendar and they know what to expect and when those meetings are coming. And a lot of times that then leads us to move forward with, a more comprehensive type of evaluation, which is then when we might move forward where it leads us in a different direction with Mrs. DeFrangio. So that is something that has really been great. Along with that, we started to have conversations with Mrs. Maynard and a lot of parents who wanted to get involved and bring back a lot of our volunteers. We always had a lot of volunteers involved in the elementary, and once COVID came around and that sort of ended for about 5 years, we really didn't have that. And last year, a lot of parents came forward and said, we want to get involved. We want to get back in the school, and we want to get back and help. So Mrs. Maynard worked very closely with one of our parents, Mrs. Taylor, and they started to put together a group called Every Moment Counts, or EMC. And they really targeted, and it's mostly moms, but moms who have an academic background and want to come in and want to volunteer throughout the week to work with, whether it's academic intervention or work with our gifted population, which we hear that a lot of what are we doing for our gifted kids? And we probably have over 40 volunteers who come in on a regular basis throughout the week. They're pulling small groups, they're pulling kids one-on-one, and our teachers don't have to plan those lessons. We didn't want to put more on the teacher's plate to have to plan. We just said, you tell us which students you want these volunteers to work with. We'll find the space. You tell us the time, we'll plan everything else. And so Mrs. Maynard and Mrs. Taylor have been great. They've planned all that, and these moms come in on a regular basis, and it's been fantastic. And the kids love it, and the parents love it. Also last year, some conversation that I was having with Mr. Grossman, who I believe is here tonight, we started talking about some dads who wanted to come in and volunteer to have some positive male role models in the school. And they had an idea for a group called Rad Dads. And to make sure I get it right, RAD stands for Responsible and Devoted Dads. And so we have about 15 dads who came to the first meeting, which it was after the last board meeting, and I thought we might get one or two, and we had about 15 dads show up. And our dads come in at the non-academic time. So right now it's mainly been lunch and recess, but they come in, they're floating around the cafeteria, they're talking to the kids, they're playing games. They absolutely love it. The kids love seeing them. They're excited. They're interacting with the students. And it's really been, they're having a positive impact on the kids. And that's really something that we haven't had in the elementary, our dads coming in and interacting with the kids on a regular basis. You might get, one or two here or there, but when a dad shows up, and that's something that Mr. Grossman and I, we talked about when this first started, when a dad shows up to like the Christmas parties, the kids are always really excited because you don't see dads that often in the elementary. So this is now, with dads coming in on a regular basis, has really been a positive thing. So it's nice that some of these volunteer groups that are coming in, getting back in the school, is really having a positive impact both on the academic end and the social, emotional end, for our students. So we're pretty lucky with the Title I program coming back. We have 3 excellent tutors that are working with our kiddos there, K through 4. And then of course we have such a supportive community that they came forward. This isn't something we reached out and said, hey, we want this. These are parents who came to us and said, we want to get back into school. And our teachers are just very receptive to having the parents come back in, and it's working out great. So yeah, very excited.
Thank you. Couple more items. I'm proud to share with the board that the state of Ohio has awarded our district a grant that I applied for in the sum of $30,000 for professional development. There's a motion later on in the agenda where we're going to motion to approve to pay the company, and then the state reimburses us. It's how the grant works or whatnot. So I will continue to apply for several grants. And I did have a list of grants that I applied. So far, it's about $222,000 I've been applying for grants, and we've been awarded $62,000, $62,763. So professional development, some safety grants. You'll see later on some of those grants. So very excited that we're chopping the tree down with some of those grants to support the students and the staff. Also, I did put in the communication some of the bills, that House Bill 120, the breakdown of the bills. Just know moving forward in January, a lot of this, like if House Bill number 1 goes in front of number 2, that could impact us financially different than if number 2 was first. Forecasting this with the bills and the taxes and all that other is going to be very challenging. Not just for our treasurer, but for the state of Ohio, because again, this hasn't been done before. So I just wanted to let the board know, as soon as we hear things and we hear how variables are going to be aligned, Mario will definitely be working to provide clear information on that. And that's it. That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you. We're going to move to item number 8, consent agenda. Item A, the minutes for the board meeting held on November 19th. Anybody any concerns about that? It all looks good. We can go to the financial reports.
I don't have much. Just the main thing I want to go over is just a couple motions for bond refunding, where they were able to recall them starting December 1st, 2025. This doesn't lock us into the refunding of it at all. It just starts the process to look into it. And based on the current rates, we could potentially see over the next 10 years a savings over $500,000. So it's just something to kind of look into. So it'd be very beneficial to our taxpayers if it does pan out that way, but it's a long process to refund them. So this is just a starting process. So just a couple things to highlight: refunding, it doesn't extend the life of the debt. So our current bonds are set to mature in 2035. It's just looking at the interest rates to help save some money. So if you guys have any questions on those, like the resolutions are like over 20 pages, so it was in the Google Drive for you kind of review the main thing, but a lot of financial.
I have a question regarding the House bills. So I know as of now, the governor has not signed those into law.
Correct. Yeah, he has 10 days. They've been, they're all 4 have been approved and sent to his desk as of December 10th. So yes.
Is there enough votes to override a veto, or could
if he vetoed it, they go back to the chambers, but they would have enough votes if they wanted to override them. They could.
Okay, so it would basically just be a delay.
Probably. If they overrode some of the line items in the budget bill back in July, so yeah, it just
Because I know he had vetoed some things before, and I didn't know politically if he would, sign that, or if you would, make him go through the whole override process, or not.
Our organization hasn't relayed any information that the governor would veto, because there was, like, they did say that the governor was probably going to veto some line items in the budget bill. They kind of highlighted that, and he did, but they have no inclination of him vetoing any of these property. So.
Thanks.
And the November financials were provided. Any questions on the refunding or anything? The next motion, the one AI learning solution that Dr. Skolnick highlighted, was just the train took back September. It was a purchase order, so to pay them, we just need approval. Instead of exceed the threshold, I can approve. So usually that means the invoice proceeded to purchase order date.
Any questions on those items? We'll go to item D, personnel.
Yeah, so we had several staff members over the last month let us know that they will retire at the end of the school year. The first 2 there, nearly 70 years of instruction for South Range kiddos. Amazing. Had some good conversations, and congratulations to Mr. Algretto and Mrs. Masucci. And then Donna Evans, a longtime driver, talked to her, what was that, Friday, I had a conversation with her. So congratulations on those 3 staff members for their retirement. Motion to approve the following supplemental contracts. This was our assistant soccer coach. And then continuing, a long-term sub, Mrs. Jones. I know Mr. Nato secured Miss Jones for Miss Wingler, who's going to be out short-term. So this is a certified, like a long-term sub for Mrs. Wingler, who will be out for 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
And that's all we have.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on those items? If not, is there a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Tyler moves, Elizabeth makes a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And those motions carry. That takes us to number 9, the treasurer's regular agenda. So we'll start with item A, the waiver of the fiscal year.
Yeah, this should be the last year they'll waive it, because one of the bills, if they end up passing that, the one bill for the county budget commission, every county will be required to end up doing some version of the tax budget. Right now, our county waives it, so I submit like the forecast and some other financial documents to them in lieu of the tax budget. So this time next year, we'll probably have to do the tax budget hearing and all that whole process. So.
If there's no questions, would you see a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Tyler makes the motion. Jack seconds. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? It carries. Item B, the access contract renewal. This is our internet service. Anything to highlight on that? Jared or Dean?
You should get some E-rate service, like discount rate from this.
Yeah, this is just the continuation of the service we've already gotten. They had a addendum in the contract that says we could just redo, and it's just a continuation of that. So.
You give you discounts on that rate, was it 60%?
What's that?
60% on that discount?
Yes, we're still 60% for our discount. That hasn't changed.
Terry moves.
I'll second.
Elizabeth seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Inventory removal of textbooks. The listed textbook there has been deemed unnecessary.
I'll second.
Elizabeth moves. Terry seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item D, the grants that Dr. Skolnick was referring to. You want to elaborate on any of that further? Or?
This specific grant was the Tech Cred grant. There was a lot of applications through Tech Cred. We use it for AI, professional development on artificial intelligence and the future of that with teachers and students. We worked with a company that came in the fall, September, August, September, and then moving forward, we have a plan for like a year or two. There's a whole slew after you get the initial training. Just a really exciting technology and application of AI for staff that we're really excited about. So,
I'll second.
Tyler moves. Oops. Terry seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item E, the grant is the safety grant.
yeah, so we applied for a $16,000 safety grant and we were awarded. This safety grant is going to be utilized for safety technology. And we're looking at ways that we can provide more support for staff for lockdowns, for background checks, and some of those platforms. There are various technologies out there, and I know Dean and I, and Matt Hassey, and a couple others are looking really between 2 or 3 different technology. In a perfect world, my vision is that a teacher's in the classroom and something goes on, that teacher could lock the entire campus down immediately. I've been in situations before where you just can't get to the PA system. PA systems are sometimes difficult to access, whether in the classroom or the main office. Or like right now, let's say there was a situation that happened out at the basketball game. How could we lock this school down to let first responders know? So that's the technology that we're talking about, really some good support for the staff. So this grant allows us to explore some of those technologies, and we're going to keep applying for grants to look at this technology moving forward.
Okay, motion to approve. We have Terry makes the motion.
I'll second.
Second. We have Tyler seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item F, the bond refunding resolution Mr. Nero touched on earlier.
Yeah, so right now the bond's broken down to 3 different bonds. The one was in like 2015 and the next one's 2016, so this is one of the versions.
You'll see the next 2 motions. The next motion is for resolution, or the number 2 section. So for resolution number 1.
I'll move.
Terry moves. Jack seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item G is for the bond number 2.
I'll move.
Elizabeth moves.
I'll second.
Tyler seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item H, the donations listed below. As always, we appreciate the donations. We just need a motion to approve receiving them.
I'll move.
Tyler moves.
I'll second.
Taylor seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
That motion carries. Moving on to item 10, this is the superintendent regular agenda. Item A is the business advisory council meeting minutes. That were provided, the PowerPoint was provided in the board files. If there's any questions or otherwise, just need to approve their minutes were provided to us. Jack moves.
I'll second.
Terry seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item B, student overnight trip. This is for the high school speech and debate trip, traveling to Worcester. Funding source is student fundraising.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Terry moves and Jack seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item C is another student overnight trip. This is for the South Range High School baseball trip to Myrtle Beach. Again, funding source is student fundraising.
I'll move.
I'll second.
We have Elizabeth moves and Tyler seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item D, motion for the selection of the date and time for the 2026 organizational meeting. Proposing to hold the organizational meeting Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. The regular meeting will be immediately after. Does that work for you guys? Tyler moves.
I'll second.
Terry seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item E is the appointment of a president pro temp for the January 7th meeting, just to get things kicked off and make it a little easier. I am going to move that Mrs. Lally serve as that, if you're okay with that.
Yes.
I'll move. And, I made the motion, so we just need a second.
Oh, well, I'll second that.
Tyler seconds. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Item F, student wellness and success planning. This is the 26-27 school year. You want to talk about that at all, the law?
Yeah, so we are allocated DPIA dollars, and with those dollars, we hire social workers, school counselors to support the students and staff. Actually, this is where and I were in a meeting just yesterday on all the great work social workers came in and provided preventative mental health curriculum. It was in my all calls, Erica's Lighthouse, starts with hello, there's a lot going on, and those dollars to work with those social workers came from this grant money.
There's no other questions, we just need a motion to approve. You make the motion? Okay.
I'll second.
Elizabeth moves, Terry seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item G is the 26-27 school calendar. It was provided, discussed last meeting, provided in the drive for this meeting. Anybody have any questions on that?
No, thanks for all your hard work, Jared, in getting survey data and stuff like that. I know there was a lot of conversation revolving around the calendar, and it's particularly challenging this next year, so appreciate that. But I'll move.
Tyler moves.
I'll second.
Elizabeth seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item H, the board policies under consideration for adoption this month. This is the second read. Last month was the first. Anybody have any questions on those provided or comments? If not, we just need a motion to approve those.
I'll move.
Terry moves.
I'll second.
Elizabeth seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item I, payment in lieu of transportation. This is just declaring transportation impractical for a student for the 25-26 school year. It was missed by the school, but they're at, I think.
Yeah, their current,
Just an oversight.
their current private school didn't have a secretary, so when they finally hired a secretary, they missed this student, so they reached out to us, and it's a law that we have to provide transportation or payment in lieu, so it's just one child, so we provide payment. They called and they apologized, so this is just.
I'll move. Tyler moves.
I'll second.
Elizabeth seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item 11, motion to approve the administration addendums to align with contract language with the Ohio Revised Code. This is just the part of a bill that's potentially going to become law. We're just proactively making sure that the administrators are paid correctly and legally. Are there any questions on that?
No, I'll move.
Jack moves.
I'll second.
Tyler seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. That takes us to item number 12, public participation for non-agenda items. Same rules apply, 2 minutes, and just ask for your name. And the floor is yours. Seeing as there's none, we'll move to item 13, Other matters?
So just real quick, on the calendar, there was an extra 3 that should say 1,093. I apologize, on the total hours. So there were too many numbers, not enough commas, so I do apologize. That's another matter, I just corrected it on my electronic copy, but if you're. It should be 1,093.66. There's too many threes. So on other matters, that, and then I would like the board to consider, so for next year, you know, we often have a lot of events that's happening right around now. So I want the board just to consider, and again, we don't have to make a decision tonight, but for next year, when we do the organizational meeting, we'll set the month and the time of the meetings, and I would like to put it out there, talk to the administrative team today, as well as some other non-administrators, about having the meeting at 5 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. I know that's tough with work schedules and so forth, but we often have a lot of events going on right when we're in these meetings, and I know we're usually running to try to get to those meetings. So just to consider, put it out there. I know Ms. Chismore, you can obviously consider it as well. But I talked to our team today, and they were like, that would be a little bit easier to cover to some events.
That makes logistically things better for you guys then, correct? Like timing things up. Okay.
Yeah. So just to consider, again, we have to be here.
Yeah, no, you're saving yourselves an hour of waiting.
You're talking about just December or for all of them?
So we would set it for the entire year, and then if we were to change, we would have to do a special board meeting once you set it. Yeah, so we would set it possibly for 5 o'clock, and then if there were times, I know like Liz in the summer, sometimes we have to do a quote unquote special board meeting because we're moving it ahead or behind an hour and so forth. So just a consideration.
So that'll be something you guys consider and set in your January organizational meeting. So that's when you said, you just asked me to consider it for January.
I know we touched on it during our facilities meeting prior to the board meeting with Dean, but just to fill the board in, he's still waiting on Quality Water to give us a quote for the well. They keep putting them off, and basically we decided that they need to get out here, or else we have to proceed with Dylan, because we can't stress our current well situation any further. We have to get it rolling. We're still looking at a delay of 2 to 4 weeks for the EPA.
Yeah, 2 to 4 weeks for them to process the new application.
So, and then obviously we discussed the parking lots and future projects and stuff like that too. So still working on that stuff. If anybody has any questions or needs anything, Dean or Jared or I, happy to help. So thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts, Tyler. I appreciate all your insight, your expertise. Dean, thank you so much. It's just a big project, and there's a lot of moving. So every time we meet, we find something else to ask the engineers.
And I know it doesn't seem pressing right now because, we're in the middle of the school year, but, this is a project we have to really time up with the end of school. Hit it, mid-June to August, we need to come in here and do this project. And so it's kind of time sensitive that we have all of our ducks in a row to go through that whole process and, get competitive bids and let engineering design and, and come up with plans and stuff like that. So there's a lot of moving parts that have to happen before that. So, but Dean and Jared are working with PayConnect. We're gonna, we'll get it out in time and make sure that we're able to hit that. That's why we've been focusing on it so much, because you have to be so far ahead of it to actually have heavy equipment rolling in, mid-June. So, but as far as the well goes, I told Dean, I said, we don't have to get competitive bids because it's below the $50,000, but we obviously in the best interest of the district are looking for the most competitive pricing we can get. But if we have contractors that aren't willing to come out here or they're not interested in doing the work, we're gonna have to go ahead and proceed with the quote that we have from Dylan. So that we don't miss the window. Right? Well, yeah. It's we're running a system off of one well now that was designed to work off of 2, and I don't think taxing the one system or the one well is a very smart idea. We should probably
nice.
'Cause without water,
Thank you both.
without water, we're dead in the water, so.
Between water and Glyco, poor Dean is,
But that was all, I just wanted to update the board on the facilities stuff.
Before we wrap up, Brian, this is a little something from, that we all should get from the board administration. Thank you for everything you've done, that people have seen, and a lot of stuff you do that people don't know about, because you're just, not like this class act, like do some
Thank you.
stuff and you don't like the attention. So, thank you for everything.
It's been my pleasure. It's been great working with you guys and excited to see all the stuff that's coming. It's really cool to hear about all the CTE stuff coming because that's been like the dream the whole time here. So really looking forward to seeing that coming. Excited to have my kids get the opportunity to do that. So thank you. It's been great working with you.
Appreciate your
Thank you.
Item number 13, just need a motion to adjourn.
Oh man.
Second.
Elizabeth moves, Jack seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we'll adjourn at 7:01, Mr. Guerrero. All right, thank you. We'll see you in January.